On a dark, starlit night, a gentle current carried a tiny basket through the winding rivers of the jungle. Inside, a human baby slept soundly, unaware of the wild world around him. This mysterious arrival didn't go unnoticed. A lone wolf, his eyes gleaming in the moonlight, spotted the basket caught among the reeds. With a careful nudge of his nose, he brought the infant safely to the riverbank. He carried the precious cargo back to his den, where his family welcomed the child with curious sniffs and gentle licks. They named him Mowgli. And so, a human boy found a home among wolves. Mowgli grew up not as a boy, but as a cub. He learned the ways of the pack, his tiny legs scrambling to keep up with his wolf brothers and sisters. He learned to run through the dense undergrowth, his bare feet toughening on the forest floor. He learned to leap from rock to rock, his balance as sure as any jungle creature. He even learned to howl at the moon, his small voice joining the chorus of his family, a song that echoed through the trees. The jungle was his playground, his classroom, and his home. He wasn't just living in the wild, he was becoming a part of it, piece by piece, day by day. But Mowgli wasn't alone in his education. He had two of the best teachers the jungle could offer. First, there was Baloo, a big, wise, and wonderfully carefree bear. Baloo taught Mowgli about the bare necessities of life. He showed him how to find the sweetest fruits, the juiciest grubs, and the most delicious honey, always reminding him to take only what he needed. The jungle provides for us, little britches, Baloo would rumble, and we must respect its gifts. Through Baloo, Mowgli learned about balance and contentment, understanding that the jungle was a generous provider if treated with respect. His other mentor was Bagheera, a sleek, silent, and incredibly intelligent black panther. Where Baloo taught Mowgli about living with joy, Bagheera taught him about living with caution. He was the shadow that moved beside Mowgli, his yellow eyes missing nothing. Bagheera taught Mowgli the law of the jungle, the intricate rules that kept peace and order among all its creatures. He taught him how to listen to the whispers of the wind, how to read tracks in the dirt, and most importantly, how to stay alert and safe from the dangers that lurked in the shadows. Mowgli, with his sharp mind and eager spirit, was an excellent student. He absorbed every lesson, every warning, and every piece of wisdom his two friends offered. He learned to speak the languages of the animals, from the chattering of the monkeys to the trumpeting of the elephants. The jungle was a symphony of sounds, and Mowgli learned to understand every note. He could swing through the treetops with the grace of a gibbon and swim in the cool rivers with the strength of an otter. He was a unique creature, a blend of human cleverness and animal instinct. The jungle had accepted him, nurtured him, and shaped him. He was Mowgli, the man-cub, beloved by his friends and his wolf family. Life was an adventure, full of laughter, learning, and the simple joys of a world untouched by man. But peace in the jungle is a fragile thing. A dark shadow was creeping back, a presence that made the leaves tremble and the smaller creatures scurry for cover. Shere Khan, the formidable and fearsome tiger, had returned. His roar was not a call of the wild, but a threat, a promise of violence that ripped through the tranquil air. He bore a deep-seated hatred for humans, and the news of a man-cub living among the wolves had reached his ears. "A human does not belong here," he snarled, his voice a low, terrifying growl that carried on the wind. His very presence cast a pall over the jungle, threatening the harmony and the safety of everyone Mowgli called family. The time for carefree games was over. Danger had a name, and it was Shere Khan. The threat was real and immediate. The council of animals gathered, their faces grim. Baloo, usually so relaxed, paced back and forth, his brow furrowed with worry. "We need a plan," he declared, his deep voice serious. The air was thick with tension. How could they possibly stand against the jungle's most feared predator? It was then that Mowgli, who had been listening intently, stepped forward. He was just a boy, small and seemingly defenseless against the tiger's might. But in his eyes, there was a spark of human ingenuity and unwavering courage. "I have an idea," he said, his voice clear and steady. "Let's use fire. Shere Khan is afraid of it." It was a simple yet brilliant plan, born from a mind that could think like a man but understood the fears of an animal. Mowgli's idea ignited a fire of hope throughout the jungle. For the first time, they had a weapon against the tyrant tiger. United by this single purpose, the entire jungle community rallied to help. It was a sight to behold. The mighty elephants, with their incredible strength, worked tirelessly, pushing over dead trees and clearing a path. The bandar log, the chattering monkey people put their mischievous energy to good use, swinging through the high canopy to gather strong, thick vines. Even the smallest creatures played their part. Flocks of birds soared through the sky, carrying dry leaves and twigs in their beaks. It was a perfect symphony of teamwork. Every animal, big and small, worked together, their individual efforts weaving into a powerful, collective force. They weren't just a collection of creatures anymore. They were an army, united behind the man-cub they had come to love. With the trap set and his friends ready, Mowgli took on the most dangerous role. He ventured near the man village at the edge of the jungle and carefully retrieved a burning branch, the red flower, as the animals called it. Armed with this blazing torch, he stood his ground, waiting for the inevitable confrontation. Soon enough, Shere Khan appeared, slinking out of the shadows, his eyes burning with malice. Mowgli felt fear, but he pushed it down, replaced by a fierce determination to protect his home. He held the fire stick high. "Leave this jungle," he commanded, his voice ringing with a defiance that startled the great tiger. "You are not welcome here anymore." Shere Khan snarled and lunged, but recoiled from the searing heat and dancing flames. The tiger, so used to being the one who inspired fear, was now face to face with his own terror. He growled in frustration, circling Mowgli, looking for an opening. But wherever he turned, the fiery branch met him, its light and heat a barrier he dared not cross. The entire jungle held its breath, watching the small boy stand bravely against the fearsome beast. Finally, defeated by his primal fear of fire and the unwavering courage of the man-cub, Shere Khan let out a final, furious roar of defeat. He turned and fled, his striped tail disappearing into the darkness. He was gone. A joyous roar erupted through the jungle, but this time it wasn't a sound of fear, it was a sound of victory and relief. The animals cheered, their calls echoing in celebration. Mowgli had done it. The small boy, with his clever plan and brave heart, had saved them all. Baloo, beaming with pride, rushed forward and scooped Mowgli up into a giant bear hug, playfully twirling him around. "That's my boy," he exclaimed, his voice booming with happiness. Bagheera watched from a distance, a rare, proud smile on his sleek face. Mowgli was more than just a man-cub. He was a hero. In that moment, everyone understood. Mowgli was a bridge between two worlds. He had the strength and spirit of the wild, but also the intelligence and kindness of humanity. He was proof that bravery isn't about size, but about the courage in your heart. The jungle would forever remember the story of the small child who, with the help of his loyal friends, stood up to darkness and saved them all. And Mowgli, standing among his family, knew he was exactly where he belonged. Thank you so much for watching this incredible story unfold. If you enjoyed this journey into the jungle, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing tales. We'll see you in the next adventure.